Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Just Candid. My name is Femi Odere. In my last video, which was actually what I would call my premiere video, I said President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the architect of modern Nigeria. And I presented and argued my case as to why I'm laying claim to that fact. As far as I'm concerned, it's a fact that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is an architect of modern Nigeria. I presented a handful of reasons and arguments as to why this is so. And I received quite a significant number of comments when people saw that video. Um, some people commended me, and while a couple of people actually abused me, and that's all right. It comes with the territory. And some other people actually said that I did not go far enough in articulating the president's accomplishments in the last 2 years that he has been in the saddle. And I actually received some more accomplishments for some people too that he said I should have talked about. Somebody actually suggested that I did not mention the student loan initiatives. It wasn't that I forgot to mention the student loan initiative because that's another game changer when it comes to the accomplishments of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the last 2 years, some of which are actually unprecedented. But what I'm trying to do here is segment his accomplishments into what I call the macro component of his accomplishments and the micro components of his accomplishments. And I started with the macro component, and that was why I gave those few reasons as to what he did. And eventually, I'm going to delve into the micro accomplishment, which the student loans initiative and something like the credit call actually falls into the micro component of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's accomplishment. So, and I'm going to do that as time goes on. Even though I want to talk about something completely different, not completely different in the sense that it won't have anything to do with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. But somebody sent me another comprehensive list. But then before I get into that, there's one Egbon that sent me messages on my WhatsApp because he has my number. He lives in New York and he's pretty much into the New York politics. He's an elderly Nigerian who actually commended me tremendously for coming up with this concept in terms of articulating the president's accomplishment. But he said a couple of things that I want to share with you before I get into the other reasons why I said President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is the architect of a modern Nigeria. And he said at the end, Lagun, ṣùgbọ́n ìyá ẹ̀ ni ò jẹ́ kí àwọn. A loose translation of that Yoruba saying is that the fowl also sweats, but because the fowl has feathers that covers its skin, nobody really will know that the fowl also sweats. And what is the import of the sweat here? You don't sweat when you are not doing anything. You don't sweat if you are just loafing around in an air-conditioned room and just taking a tea or taking a bottle of beer and all of that. You don't sweat. You sweat when you are walking. You sweat when you are doing heavy lifting. So what this segment was telling me in so many words is that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is working. That because of the humongous numbers of problems he met on the ground, that that's probably the reason why people don't seem to appreciate what this president is doing. And these are problems that our previous leaders pile up. They just continued to kick down the road. And as far back as 1999, when we started this fourth dispensation, quite frankly, some of these problems have become existential. They have become cancerous. That it is only surgery that could do the job. And that's what I strongly believe President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing. He's doing a strategic surgical operation on the problems that our previous leaders had left behind unattended to, unaddressed, and the problem that really doesn't concern them that are now about to consume us as a nation. That's what he meant by that Yoruba saying that at the end lagoon, Tinubu is working. I'm not also oblivious of the fact that there are people out there who has made up their minds that nothing good was going to come out of this president. They have pretty much boxed themselves into a corner in such a way that they're telling themselves that if you give President Bola Ahmed Tinubu 50 years on a continuous basis as the president of this country, nothing's too good can come out of him. And that's okay for them. We have to leave them to their own delusion. My prayer is that at some point before the expiration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's first term in 2027, in the first instance, these people will get their own polling conversion. As I said, somebody sent me another laundry list of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's accomplishments. This needs to be articulated. This needs to be put out there as further proof, as far as I'm concerned, and I'm sure as far as many people out there are concerned, that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is indeed and truly the architect of modern Nigeria. And this is what is contained in the 2 years economic reforms of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. In the first quarter of 2023, and that was before President Bola Ahmed Tinubu was sworn in, our trade balance was 20 billion naira. But right now, in the first quarter of 2025, says our trade balance is now 5.7 trillion naira. In 2023, our average oil production was 1 million barrels per day. Now, our average oil production is 1.6 million barrels per day. And I believe that the president already made a statement to that effect that before the end of this year, his goal is to push our production threshold, if you will, to at least 2 million barrels per day. And I have no reason that this goal cannot be accomplished, more so because of the repositioning of NNPC at this very particular point in time and other policies of this administration. That is going to happen as far as I'm concerned. In 2023, our national minimum wage was 30,000 naira. But right now in 2025, it is 70,000 naira. And I also believe that at some point, the president has said that he's going to review upward This is 70,000 naira minimum wage. In 2023, our net reserves was $4 billion, but right now in 2025, our net reserve is $23 billion. Our average foreign inflow in 2023 was $654 million. Our average foreign inflow is now 15 billion naira. In 2023, our annual GDP growth was 2.47%, but right now in 2025, and according to IMF, you don't have to take my word for it, it is now 3.40%. As of 2023, our PMS importation was 44.6 million liters. But right now, guess what our PMS importation is? It is 14.7 million liters. In 2023, our average power generation was 4,000 megawatts. Right now, in 2025, it is 6,000 megawatts of power. Here is the clincher. In 2023, our average annual subsidy spending was 4.8 trillion naira. Again, I repeat, 4.8 trillion naira. But right now, as at 2025, we are spending zero, nothing, zilch on subsidy spending. And if all these I've mentioned it's not revolutionary enough, I don't know what is going to be considered revolutionary. What I believe President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing from day one is what I can describe as the compartmentalization of his agenda. Watching him, he has concentrated very seriously, like a laser beam, on the economic reforms of our dear nation. And I say this because I recall in sometimes last year, I believe August or September, I can't particularly remember, but members of the Patriots actually visited President Tinubu in Aso Rock. And these are eminent Nigerians who are members of the Patriots. And the chairman of the Patriots is none other than Chief Emeka Anyaku, a constitutional lawyer. And they visited the president with intention of, not with intention, actually suggesting to the president that the president should actually constitute a constitutional conference, and so that Nigeria can be gifted, if you will, a new constitution, a people's-oriented constitution. And what President Tinubu said in his response to the members of the Patriots, to me, was very instructive, and I'm going to quote him here. The president said, quote, "I am currently preoccupied with economic reforms. That is my first priority. Once this is in place, as soon as possible, I will look at other options, including constitutional review, as recommended by you." He was referring to the Patriots at that time, and other options, end of quote. So this is a president that is very clear as to what he wants to do. And he doesn't entertain any distraction. And I said in my last video too that, speaking of 1999 Constitution, the Constitution itself is rigged against the development of this country. And you don't have to take my word for it. All you need to do is just take a copy of the Constitution and just see the many hindrances, the many clauses that actually impede national development. And that's why I strongly agree with the Patriots that the Constitution needs to be reviewed and rejigged and made to be in tune with our national developmental aspirations. I'm just being candid. See you next time, and bye for now.